Have you ever been thinking to yourself about how things haven't really progressed or adapted technologically online? How things kind of stopped becoming new about 15, 20 years ago? And how we've never had really that next jump in technological change or evolution? I've thought about that before, and it kind of frustrated me. And that's what started me down the journey to Nyched. I was waiting around hoping that these platforms would come out with these new types of functionality that I knew were possible because of my background in programming, but then it never happened. So I decided to fix the problem. I created Nyched, a new type of platform, and this is how you can go about customizing your online experience. It's one option. It's the first option, and hopefully in the future there's more. When social media first came out, the expectation or the social contract that we thought we all were signing was that we were signing up to be a part of a free speech platform, somewhere where we got to share ideas freely and we wouldn't be manipulated, and it was awesome. We got to interact with people who we knew or people we didn't know and people we wanted to keep in touch with and those types of things. But inherently over time, that changed. And the platforms moved away from that. And I'm not so sure they ever were 100% on board with the idea of being free speech platforms. The reason being is you can tell the way someone believes by how they organize things. These platforms organize their platforms in a way that promoted an algorithm to promote information to us, and also gatekeepers and moderators and admins. And all of the platforms participate in this manner. And I really questioned if that's a good thing. Is it ethical to be able to turn a lever, turn a dial, and show whatever I want to the people on my platform? I don't believe that's ethical. I don't believe I have a right to force you to see certain data over other data or information. I think the ethical way to run a business like this is to allow all the information to flow freely, and then you get to decide on the individual level. Putting the control of the information coming to you in your hands is already how it works 99% of the time in the real world. Just that 1 or 5% that we spend online each day where we're getting fed this information and this narrative and things from other sources other than just a free flow of information. At Nyched, I'm on a mission to put you back in the driver's seat, to put you in control, and so that it mirrors the way we interact with things in the real world. So that we have the same types of functionality and options to interact with interests and ideas and companies that we want to in the real world. There's certain places we go and certain places we don't go. But online, we don't have that freedom because we don't have the ability to customize and choose. And then there's things like gatekeepers and algorithms in the way as well that get in the way between what we want to know and what we want to see. So my goal is to put the power back into your hands. My goal is to start with you, the individual, and make sure that your needs are met. And through that, I will find a way for the company to make sense. I don't want to start with the company and the company's needs and then put you secondary and make you something that isn't even a customer. It's a user, which is essentially a product to the big platforms. So the solution that I came up with for Nyched is to remove the algorithms and the gatekeepers. That's the only way we can have a customized experience. That's the only way we get to be critical thinkers and decide on our own what we want to believe. I have to replace it with something. So my solution is the way we've organized things out here in the physical world. You get to be the final decider of what information comes to you. So I want that to be the same experience that you get online. In order to be able to have customizations, there has to be a good categorization system within the app as well. So every post needs a category, and this is where niches come into play. Each one of your posts gets a niche, and then that provides the rest of the community the ability to filter out the posts that you make that they want to see and that they don't want to see. In order to make this all work, it's important that you, as the user, feels comfortable using the platform the way I created it. So it's not some great new way where buttons are in different places and the functionality is 100% different. I mean, if you think of all the platforms that are out there nowadays, there's vast similarities between them in terms of how they function and how you utilize them. So the user experience is much the same. My hope is to improve it as time goes on because my focus is on your user experience instead of my bank account. There's one key change or adaptation that you have to make as a user of Nyched, and that is on every single post you make, you have to add one of the curated niches that are in the platform. So if you think about any post you make, anywhere you make it, it centers around one of your interests, and you could add that interest to any of your posts. So I'm just having you do that, and the reason being is so that you have the ability to customize your feed. So if somebody posts something about a sport or a topic or a hobby that you don't like, you're able to block it. But if someone who you don't follow posts something in a hobby or a topic that you do like, you get to see that in your feed too. So it's going to be 100% unique to you, and my experience will be 100% unique to me based on my preferences and my choices, not on the preferences and choices of some algorithm or some person behind the scenes. With Nyched, you now take the place of what an algorithm and gatekeepers were doing. You are the final gatekeeper. You get the final say. Because of this, I wanted a way to incentivize and reward good content. So there's an in-app currency system that rewards good content. In the future, I want to marry the offline world with the online world by incentivizing people to get off of their phones and go do something in their interest or in a hobby or something along those lines. And then when you share it on Nyched, you get to get that reward. Nyched is different from social media in this way because we elevate quality over quantity. We don't want you to be inundated with information so that you never leave the app. We want you to get high-quality posts that empower you and encourage you to get out there and interact with your own passions and your own interests so that you aren't spending the rest of your life online, so that you're actually getting out in the world and seeing what it has to offer. This will foster a community of creativity and of positive online interactions. Nyched is a revolutionary type of platform that puts you in the driver's seat. It's the first time this has ever happened in history where the user is the focus of the app and the user experience is the main goal for you, the user, to have in the platform. This is so you can most freely express yourself and your creativity, and so that you can interact with your passions and your hobbies and your interests in a way that is unobtrusive, where there's nothing in the way, where there's no algorithms or gatekeepers pointing you in a direction down a path of someone else's bias. You get to decide how you interact with the information, which means that your experience will be 100% customized to you. Nyched is the world's first human interaction platform, and it is totally within your control. To learn more, go to beta.nyched.com. If you like this video, leave a like or a comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, or if you think that there's a better idea for it. I want to hear from you. I want to start the conversation. And if you enjoyed what you see and you want to see more, stay tuned because the next video is coming up right now.